Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to a brand new video on my channel. It's been a while. It's been about 2 months since I last uploaded. Questions, where have I been? What have I been doing? Who knows? I don't know. I just disappeared for a bit. Point is, I'm back and a lot has happened. So, this is going to be a recap video to basically recap you on everything that's been happening. So, let's start from the beginning. 0 Hour, the greatest event of all time. How do I put this? That event may have jump-started the lore back into overdrive, because now in Chapter 7, nearly every old faction has returned. But how did we get here? And where is this story going? Well, that's what I'm here to tell you. After killing the Dark Presence by summoning Revan the Red Cube from OG, the Zero Shard was finally free from his clutches. The Zero Shard then pulls us in, and we get a video from Jones basically explaining the Zero Point and basically giving us a quick recap of the story, because Fortnite kind of needed it, as the story's been all over the place over the last few years, and people were finding it hard to either catch up or understand what was going on. So I'm glad they put this mini video in just to refresh everyone and make sure everyone's up to speed. Then we get to Chapter 7, The Golden Coast, aka Reality 266, our newest and surprisingly shortest island, or sorry, smallest island we've had, which I think is a pretty good thing considering the last map we had was goddamn massive. But we came to this island, and of course, within 5 minutes of being here, an old enemy has returned, or should I say, re-emerged from the shadows. The last reality is back, and with that comes one of the probably scariest and probably best villain we've had in a long time, the Dark Voyager. The Dark Voyager seems to be the original Dark Voyager from all those years ago back in Chapter 1. Now, whether he's been an agent of the last reality since the beginning or he's just joined, we'll never know, since Fortnite don't really tell us these things. But he's not alone. He has a friend, Lynx, from Chapter 1 as well. He seems to have recruited an old friend that we know of, who also just happened to work for Midas back in the day. Is that connected? Probably not, but she is working for him, and all we know is she's been given a 10th life, which probably means that nothing has given her more lives. Or some kind of manipulation tactic, who knows? It's the Nothing, he'll do anything he wants. But the Dark Voyager has arrived on the Golden Coast and immediately slimed the bus driver, because maybe he just doesn't like buses, who knows? I really couldn't tell you. As we explore this island, we find a few locations which, were very interesting to find. We have classified classified courtyard, or whatever it's called, you know, the one I'm talking about, basically Area 51, you know, the alien location, and of course Lethal Labs, which used to be Loop Labs, or, you know, whatever it used to be called back in the first few months of the season. Point is, it's now Lethal Labs, so that's what we're going to call it, because I can't remember the name for the life of me. Point is, this map has a lot of lore locations, and trust me, 2 of these locations are probably the most important we've ever had in the storyline. Area 51 has a suspicious number on it, which might be tied to a member of the Seven. Speaking of members of the Seven, the Order has finally joined us, or should I say has finally made their appearance back in the storyline, ever since they were relevant back in the comic book issue back in Chapter 3. Yeah, the Order wasn't really relevant in Chapter 3, she was just kind of there, but now she's returned with a voice actress, voiced by the incredible voice actress Laura Bailey, who, if you don't know, has made many roles over the years, including Invisigal, who was in Dispatch, so that was a fun discovery. She has arrived on the Golden Coast, and well, she misses her sister, don't we all? We all miss the Imagined Order, don't worry, you're not the only one. She's investigating this Dark Voyager, who seems to be interested in Lethal Labs, which is where the shard is held, because Jones has apparently taken over it and seems to not care that the Dark Voyager decided to hang out there for several months. Yeah, Jones had dementia and just ignored the last reality ship, either blocking out of his mind or just pretended it wasn't there. To be honest, I'd do the same thing if a ship was hovering over where I was. It's not like he could do anything, because if he shot at it, it probably would obliterate him. So like most problems in Fortnite, we ignore them and only deal with them when they become a later threat. Or someone of a higher power can deal with it. Like most problems in life. But yes, the Order investigates this interesting building, which seems to have connections to an unknown organisation. Who are this organisation? Who knows? But we know it's the last reality because they immediately take over. The Voyager makes it very clear that he's taking over this place, and well, he does it very quickly, so quickest Fortnite villain ever, I guess. He really isn't wasting time, is he? He really just showed up, slimed the bus driver, and then took over a whole lab, basically taking control of the shard. Yeah, this guy doesn't mess around, does he? So, after that, the Order investigates the place, gets caught immediately because I guess 2 of her henchmen weren't good enough. Yeah, she apparently got captured by the Dark Fox henchman, or by the Dark Voyager himself. Reminder, she is supposed to be a spy. Just keep that in mind. And she immediately got caught within the first 5 minutes. I'm not going to call her a fraud, but I wouldn't say she's the greatest spy in the 7 if she's immediately getting caught, but moving on. She gets caught, and Jones doesn't seem to care because, you know, Jones has dementia. Hope is hanging out at Area 51 doing nothing, but, you know, that's Hope for you. She'll do something eventually. Hope has lost her power, which means she's basically a muggle. Yeah, they kind of took away my girl's power, so she's as useful as Peely right now. How fun. Also, in Area 51, there's a last reality ship, and on the side of a building in 07, which, if lore fans remember, that was the exact same number that was on the Origins jumpsuit when he got captured by the Imagined Order. Does this place belong to the Imagined Order back in the past? Probably. We also, speaking of the Imagined Order, some people believe that somehow the Imagined Order is connected to the last reality. Let's get this out of here now. No, they're not. Because in one of the Origins dialogue, she says that there's something weird with the Dark Voyager. Some people in the community have taken it upon themselves to somehow connect this to Geno. If you're wondering how, yeah, I don't know either. How's Geno connected to the last reality? Let me answer that for you. He's not. But anyway, let's see what else happened. Oh yeah, OG happened. Not much has happened there except I guess Season 7 happened and the bunker's reacting now and doing not much. Yeah, there's not much happening in Season 7, it's just kind of there. Other than Lynx, who hasn't really done much this season, she's kind of been hanging out in the Dark Voyager ship. Yeah, not a lot of these characters, if you're not a main character, you're not doing much, are you? And then we have the Battle Pass crew, who are basically film stars. What are they doing? Oh, they're filming a movie. Will it be important? No, it won't be. Yeah. Peely's becoming a movie star. Yeah, our linchpin of reality is making movies. Consider this our B-plot of the story. Yeah, the real plot is the Dark Voyager. After waiting several months and getting bored of the writers actually coming up with something, he decides to leave. Yeah, South Park basically takes over the entire map and, like most people in the community, they left. And the Dark Voyager takes that advice as well and decides to hop realities looking for other shards. Reminder, for those people who said, why did it took Voyager a few minutes to get another shard when it took us a whole year, let me remind you of something. The shard was taken by the Dark Presence, who hid it in the spirit realm where demons live, and if you do remember, humans can't go into the spirit realm because they are not demons. So, trying to say that the Dark Voyager is doing it quicker than our heroes, well, that's because he has a ship that can travel multiple realities. So that's the most unfair comparison in the history of ever. But he does move pretty quick for a Fortnite villain and is gathering shards better than us, so I won't I won't lie on his dedication. Also, the Foundation keeps being teased. He's eventually returning on the 7th update. Also, we find out the Order is in a prison cell, and, like a responsible human being, I did what any person would do. I took the L in front of her cell because I thought it'd be funny. Yes, a comical genius. I know. Please hold your applause. There are quests to set her free. I have not done them because I'm lazy and will eventually get round to doing them eventually. So the Order has basically been sitting in front of her. But like the good protagonist I am, I've decided to leave her in there because I'm a good looper. I'm doing a great service to our community. I completed the first quest by seeing how she was and then not doing anything because I think it's funny to leave her in there. Point is, we also have another lore unraveling. The Visitor, he's back! Guess what? It's not our version, it's an alternative timeline version where his 7 members were probably killed by the Dark Voyager, and now he's chasing them across reality, and is probably coming to Reality Zero. Yeah, it's a great time to be in Fortnite when Fortnite are finally using the multiverse as a plotline. Oh, we love Fortnite when they actually do multiverse stuff in their multiverse game. But I think that's really it for now. There's been a lot of lore, but there hasn't really been much development. The Dark Voyager's been basically carrying the season on his back, and to be honest, when the 7 update comes, it's probably going to change how we look at this thing, and how we look at the Visitor. But I thought I'd just come in here, give you a quick recap of everything that's been going on, and also tell you that I'm getting back into video making as soon as possible. Why did it take so long? Well, like I said, I have no idea. But I hope you really enjoyed this video, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one. And don't worry, I won't take 2 months to make another one. That is a promise I intend to keep. Alright, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.